Welcome back to Notes from the Sanctuary. I'm Véronique.
And I'm Paola.
And we're learning to live a better, gentler life, and we want you to come along for the ride.
So this week, doing something new. We're starting a new chapter, talking about desire, longing, and coming home to yourself.
Yes. So a little bit nervous, but a lot of good feeling.
Yeah, I'm excited to have this conversation because I think intimacy is so
intimate.
Yeah, we're human. We all...
And we think intimacy and we think sex. And I mean, that's definitely part of it, but there's so much more.
It's so much deeper than that.
Way more. And intimacy with yourself, really that connection.
Knowing. And it goes back also to previous topic of inner knowing, trusting, listening. And I think it's
a little bit of self-love Valentine's Day too.
Yeah.
So we're kind of bringing that and going a bit deeper into it.
So I think today it's going to close some loops that we've been talking about.
And open some new ones.
Yeah. Cool.
So is there anything you've been longing for lately? Even something small?
Okay, so lately, time is relative. My previous relationship, I had no passion. I feel like there was intimacy in the sense that we became so... It's almost monotonous.
Yeah, close, but not in
that, wow, even not having to do with sex, that's outside of that, it was very
that closeness kind of became predictability.
Yeah, a little too much. And so something that I was longing for was that intimacy, that passion, that actual connection that is more than just in a name. You're my partner now, so therefore we're together. Well, no, it's you're my partner now because I feel an actual true connection with you. I feel all my buckets of my love languages are actually taken care of. That's
so good.
What I long for. Yeah.
That's great. It's great that you found it without going the polar opposite. Someone too much passion, which includes fighting and just that roller coaster and so no, that's
well, I feel like we will. There's that back and forth, right? So you go one side and you have to go all the way to the other, and you will eventually find something in the middle. So I'm somewhere here. I'm finding something that I think is for me. So that's what I long for. And TBD. We'll see if this is it, but it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I've personally been longing for personal connection. Physical, which is kind of difficult in my situation right now, but also just friendships, which my bucket has been filled abundantly lately, which has been amazing. I didn't think I could enjoy being this social because I have been I do enjoy being a loner. I do enjoy
that self-individual.
Yeah, my little rituals and my little,
That's who you are.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that I could fit in that much. I knew I could fit in more socializing for sure because I had almost none. But I didn't realize I could handle this much.
And maybe get so much out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It also depends on the people who you're surrounded with because I feel
that fill you instead of
exactly, because if you're an extrovert at heart, it's the way you recharge, right? So if people are sucking your energy, it's not gonna, right? But those intimate partner relationships, that brings you joy.
Yeah, and then I don't know, the friendships have been really solid lately.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there had been a little bit of adjustment that I had to do with other friendships, which has been hard on my, but I needed it.
Yeah. I feel like you also knew it was time. It probably was. Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Thank you. So, but yes, so definitely some longing that I knew and some longing that I didn't know.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so we're on to our conversation questions. So Paola's going to ask the questions, and so it's the same old thing as we always do. So questions not scripted. A lot of them we've only kind of glanced at because we kind of get them created for us, so it's a little bit more of a surprise. And we try to put in
Life stage, anything that we've been going through or not, right?
Yeah.
It's unscripted. So let's see where it takes us.
exactly.
Okay, so question 1. What's the difference between desire and longing to you?
Oh, that's a good
Do they feel the same in your body or different?
desire and longing. They're different, but I've never actually sat down to think of the difference between those two words slash feelings. So, desire is like wanting something,
Okay.
and longing is like longer. Like
Interesting.
It's like, it's like that stretch. It's that.
So for you, it's the time.
Well, desire feels like here, and longing feels here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know like how to explain that, but it's just like.
I see. So longing is more like from the heart.
Yeah,
like
it's
it comes
deeper.
from
It stays with you. It comes from far. I don't know what to say.
Interesting.
Like it comes from far. Like I feel like it just like I don't know. Like it reaches out of you from far inside.
It could also be desire is more like surface level. Like it's that physical sexual intimacy.
Yes.
That's desire.
Yeah, it's a
that's
desire
like
part.
I want you.
So
Right?
definitely. So desire definitely could be like if the sexual is definitely a huge part of it.
Yeah.
That's desire can be a chocolate cake. Or
Yeah.
you'll desire a chocolate cake more than you'll long for it mostly. Like unless
then
you've been on a diet for a really long time, then you might long for the chocolate cake. But
and then longing is more like I long for you.
yeah, like it's been
okay.
it's
It's like a deeper feeling.
like it's
I
been
think I
further
agree with
from
you.
Like it's been like it. You have to reach more.
And I feel like it's more, at least for me, I think I would also associate longing with the heart versus desire. It's like an immediate, like, I desire you, okay, done, next,
Yeah.
Versus longing, it's like, it almost feels like there's no, what's the word when like I keep getting something insatiable? It's like insatiable.
Yeah, I can see
longing
that,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you long for someone or something,
you're there's more patience to longing. I also think like, so I said here versus here, but if you think like sexually, then it's like more gut versus here.
okay.
Like it's still like more like,
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Versus like chest, heart
Yeah.
type of.
I'm not sure what the
Yeah.
different chakras are called, but it's like two different.
Yeah. Okay. I think I agree with you. I like this question. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I had to kind of like go with like instinct because I never thought of it. but
Exactly. Interesting. Okay. Question 2. Were you taught that desire was safe? Or was it something to manage, keep quiet, or keep small?
Wow, that is very interesting question. I feel like I was taught very little about desire.
Okay.
And as a consequence, it did not feel safe.
Interesting. Okay. And you also grew up in a religious household, right?
No, not really. I mean, yes and no. Like, we were, like, Catholic school or whatever, but we rarely went to church.
Okay.
Sorry, the cats are fighting. But, no, I feel like it's more like awkwardness that stopped these things from being
Okay.
discussed in my family. And of course, I'm talking about like actually any desire. Like I was going to say, I'm talking about sexual desire, but we didn't really talk about sexual desire, but actually desire in general was not really a good thing. Because it's kind of like being greedy or being like, you want too much.
Yeah. I'm trying to think too. And I think it's the same thing for me, like, well, especially sexual desire. We don't. Even to this day, like, I found myself talking about an adjacent topic with my mom and my sisters recently. And they're adults, like, we're all adults, right? But it still felt...
I know.
It still felt a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Or I'll have conversations with just my sisters, and we're pretty close, but even then it's like, I feel like when I ask questions or we have these conversations, it has to be like gentle.
Yeah.
Because desire and like intimacy, it's almost like a little bit taboo.
It is. It's very much.
You know, we don't talk about that.
And I understand part of it because it is very personal in a way, right? Like it's part of what makes it special is that fact that it's so like between the two of you. But at the same time, what happens is that you end up making it feel like, what's the word? Like forbidden.
Yeah.
And then that's when the bad side of it comes
and then
in.
it makes it small. Like it makes it
like it
doesn't give it space because I mean, in the previous question we talked about desire and longing, but in this case even longing is the same. Like you didn't talk about any of that, right?
No.
Like if anything, it was you can have a desire to do well in school.
Yeah.
You can have a desire to, but it's in your, like, it's like a knowledge thing, or like this an education thing. Like it's not,
you can't
with the heart.
No, and you can't
with your
desire,
soul.
like if you're desiring things, if you're desiring people, or like even friendship wise or whatever, like it's kind of considered wrong. Like it's considered you should be happy with what you have, kind of thing, right?
And I remember, actually, now that you say that about friendships, I remember very specifically, I think it was in 2019, I was going through a lot in relationships, and I remember thinking, I want better friends. Like, I want a better group of friends. Like, I want some girlfriends that are solid. Kind of similar to what you had mentioned earlier with your desire. And I think I mentioned it to my mom, and she's like, oh yeah? Okay. You know, we just skated by it, because we do talk a lot about everything together, but... And then I think I manifested it, because in 2020, before COVID hit, like February, literally a month, not even a month, a couple weeks before, I met two of my best girlfriends. And amazing, right? Like it's almost like that. You need to have those desires, but how do you get those desires? It's by thinking about it, by reflecting, listening. What does your body want? What do you need? And then
it feels like
feeling safe.
Yeah, but it feels wrong with the way we're raised a lot of the time to worry too much about what we need, right?
Just accept what you have, you know? But what you have may not be what you need, right?
Work hard towards what you want, but at the same time don't want too much. Like it's like a very weird type of... And I think society as a whole tells us this, right? Not just like our family.
And sometimes it's there's a word for them. It's like passion projects. I think, I don't know if that's the way to describe it, but those are seen as like side things. Like you don't really do that as your life or your job, right? So when you do, it's like, wow, really? Like they did it? I love it. Like it's not, you don't hear about it as often.
No. And it feels like, again, people kind of look at it as being irresponsible. Like, we both have jobs supporting us, so this passion project is seen favorably by the people in our lives. But if it was like how we thought we were going to make money, like, people would definitely be judging.
Oh, probably, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope conversations like these give it more room to grow.
Yes, because, definitely desire is something that we should, like, allow ourselves to have.
Okay, question 3. What do you think we lose when we stop listening to what we long for?
Like, everything. Like, our entire who we are, right? Because we long for something, like that longing, again, for me, with my definition of the word, is so deep that it's a big part of what makes you yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're going to stop listening to what that deep needs you have, I feel like you're going to lose a part of who you are.
Yeah. And I feel like if you listen to what you need, whether it's mind, body, soul, whatever, and you don't, like, listen and act on it, you lose that trust.
Yeah. But it's hard to act on longing sometimes because like it really depends on what you're longing for. Like, again, if you're on a diet and you're longing for a chocolate cake, that's not that hard. I mean, you can break your diet one day. It's not going to ruin your whole... But if you're longing for a person, they also have that free will or whatever, and you might not be able to act on it.
Yes, but it could also be acknowledgement, acknowledging that that's a longing.
Yes.
Or that's...
Yeah, it's
right?
It's not that you stop to listen to it.
Yeah.
Or stop listening to it. You're still listening to it, you just know you can't act on it.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can kind of shift that longing.
And I feel like when we stop listening, it gets bottled up. It's like the cup keeps filling up, but the lid is closed, right? And there's only so much.
Until it blows up.
Exactly. And then you get people who are like, they're so, you look at me like, yo, what's wrong with this person? You know, they just need to release. Like, they're too bottled up with something. Like, you know, they have a stick up their butt. And it's like, yeah, they probably need some, like, go have a chocolate or go get laid, like anything, right?
I was wondering if you would actually say it.
Absolutely, because sometimes you need that release, like, girl, like, if that lid is, like, shut tight with, like, glue around the edge, or you gotta take off the glue and then you gotta release, but if it's so tight, it's just gonna come out in 1 second, right? Or, like, those people who have, like, massive road rage. Like, that's...
Yeah, there's something that they're releasing.
There's something wrong. Like, there's something bottled. Like, it's clogged in your soul.
And they're finding a different way to release it. So that's what happens when you're not listening to your longing.
Yeah, I think so.
And that actually goes to show that you can release it in a different way. It would be better to do it in a more productive way than road rage. So that's also interesting part is that you can recognize that what you're longing is something you can't have and still release it in a different way.
And there's a way to recognize, right? And it goes to self-love.
Yeah, recognize.
Because you recognize, you accept, like let's say I really want a chocolate cake. Like, let's say I desire, or let's say I long for a chocolate cake. But I'm on a diet, I'm not eating, you know, and then I'm like, wow. But then I eventually, like, I listen to myself, I acknowledge, yes, I know you want that chocolate cake. You know, instead, I'm going to have dark chocolate, unsweetened, and this is me listening to something I may need, but I'm, you know.
Making a compromise.
Yeah, exactly. It's listening to that, giving my body self-love.
Yeah. It's acknowledging.
Yeah. Okay. Next question, number 4. What does self-love, what does self-love actually look like for you on a regular day? And not like the fake Instagram version, like actual self-love.
I do like the fake Instagram version of self-love.
But that's because you like your rituals.
Exactly.
You like setting it up. It's who you are.
No, exactly. So I do love that, but definitely not every day you can do that. So, like, even on days when you don't have the energy to do that fancy, like, you know, kind of like staged self-love, which, you know, not everyone loves.
Yeah.
But in my case, I do. you still have like, you can do like little things. And for me, so on a regular day, it's going to be things like eating a balanced meal.
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
you know, making sure I do my entire face routine, which I don't always do, you know, all the creams and stuff. It can be, you know, not letting somebody's negativity, like, get into your brain.
Yeah.
So,
I think I completely agree. I think it's that I like to do the things that I need.
this is a cat trying to distract us. Come here, Eli.
Come say hi. Come here.
Like, I don't want to be on camera.
Hi, buddy.
That can be self-love.
Yeah.
Taking the time to pet
To
an
play
animal.
your pets. Absolutely. And I think for me, self-love is doing sometimes, like, I'm very action focused. Like, every day I'll have a list of things that I'd like to do. And for me, self-love is doing these things because I know I'm going to feel better after. So it soothes my soul. It soothes that anxious me that needs to, you know, get these things done. Or even just laying down or playing a video game or
say, like,
eating a little
self-love
treat
is
or...
is hitting everything on your list.
Yeah.
And then also not hating yourself if you didn't
Being
get...
gentle. Oh,
Yeah,
being
if you
gentle.
didn't get to a few of the items, too.
And, like, forgiving myself because I'm very tough on myself.
I can tell by the fact that you said self-love was to fill a list. I'm like, yes, but... Like, I get the point. I totally get it.
It makes me feel good.
This is the other side of if you don't manage to get it all
True.
done, then a self-love
It's
is to
fine.
accept that and be like, oh, well.
Because I do have, like, lazy days, as I call them, where I will do nothing other than, like, cuddle my dog.
That's nice.
And I love that.
I don't remember the last time I've had a lazy day that wasn't, like, imposed on me from being sick. I have lazy days as in I do less.
Oh,
Sundays are my day off.
no. Okay.
And yesterday I couldn't resist, but doing some work. I was like, no, don't work. No, don't work. I'm like, I don't know. Anything else I can do feels so unproductive. And I guess that's self-love, though, because I listen to myself.
It's what you enjoy. It's what you like
It's what
to
I
do.
wanted to do at that point.
And maybe
And
that
sometimes
just...
I don't, but I felt like doing it.
Yeah. Maybe this just shows we're a little bit crazy. We're a little bit wacky. For what we consider self-love, but I feel it's because we've also, like, I feel like we as individuals always grow and change. So our definition of self-love right now may not be the same a year from now.
No,
or like,
that's right, yeah.
Right? Right now, this is what makes me happy or brings me release from that really tight, like, it's what releases that. So I think for each individual, it could be different. But there are probably things that are the same, like taking care of your mind, body, and soul is one. Like the physical things, what you said about your routine. Yeah. Sometimes I'll do like a gouache.
Oh, yeah. Those,
Yeah.
like stone thing.
The stone things with the massage.
That's so good.
Girl. So actually, side story, I've always had migraines. I don't know if I mentioned it before. And couple weeks ago I had a migraine and my mom was there, and she's always used to, like, growing up she would have to, like, massage my like head, right? Where my headache was. Randomly she was like, oh, I'm gonna start massaging under where your drainage is, and the headache went away in like 2 minutes.
Oh my god.
And this was like a full migraine, like I couldn't look at light, like I was like dying.
Wow.
Went away like this.
What a great thing to discover.
So now, you best bet I'm about to, like, I've started incorporating those massages into, like, I feel like maybe I just need more drainage, maybe it's like a thing. Part of my self-love routine.
Definitely part of self-love.
Yeah.
To recognize something that your body needed
Yeah.
and to give it this.
Listen to it and do it, right?
Self-love.
And it can look different for everyone, right? So I think that's cool. Okay, next question. Do you find self-love easier or harder now than you did, like, I don't know, 10 years ago? Is there something that changed, or?
Way easier, because 10 years ago I had very young kids.
True.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah, you had literally babies.
well, not babies, they were like
5-year-olds.
7 and 9. Yeah, so that was actually a good age, but
Babies.
still not good enough.
Yeah, it's a lot
not
of,
good enough to be able to take much time for myself.
Yeah.
One thing I did have is that at that time, actually, yeah, I still did practice self-love, because at that time they went to their dads every second weekend. So I had an entire weekend that was just to myself.
Okay.
And I'm not someone to promote like divorce or anything like that, but I am someone to say, like, find the silver linings.
If that works, that works.
And like, to me, like, yeah, like having like a weekend to myself every second week really like allowed me to recharge and be a better parent. And so, you know, during that time, I did have some friends at the time, so I've not always been without friends. And
You go through waves.
I go
you
through
know,
waves,
like
yeah. Exactly. I guess it went along with how much time I have.
Yes.
So in those days, I had
Yes.
every second weekend. So
It made more, it was easier.
yeah. So and I would go out with friends, and yeah. So I was able to practice it, but I still think, and the awareness has changed too.
Yeah.
Like, I did not do much reflection as to why I did things. So though I practiced self-love, like, it wasn't like, oh, I need to do this so that, you know, I value myself or whatever. It was just like, oh, this is fun, you know?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm reflecting. I was in my early 20s. Shit. I don't think I thought about, I think my self-love was like, I'm going out binge drinking. Like, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And it was, I need, like, I desire to go out and spend time with friends.
Yeah.
In, like, a bar, or, like, I need to go out dancing.
Yeah, and it was self-love, but you obviously, like, did not recognize it that way.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, like, a conscious.
No, I think it was just like, oh, I need to see my friends, and so I'm going to do it. Like, it was like, this is what we do together.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think, like, society as a whole, like, it pays attention to self-love a lot more than they did 10 years ago?
I think there's definitely a push towards that, because we see, like, I know there's the whole real versus not real, but even influencers, like, there's a whole push towards wellness, self-love, versus, I'm thinking, like, growing up,
I
like,
didn't hear about that.
no, like, you have all the things you have to do them.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know, you did have, like, oh, you should have a better self-esteem,
Sure.
without really telling you how or...
Right, there was
Yeah.
a self-esteem. And I was always like, why? Because I had friends, well, not friends, but growing up, and they were, like, quiet. And in my head, I'm like, when they would talk about self-esteem, I'm like, they probably need to work on their self-esteem.
Yeah.
But
I
did
needed
they?
to.
I don't know. Maybe they were just quiet.
Yeah. Well, I needed to work on my self-esteem for sure, for years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know, like, with the amount of information we had back then, like, it was just work on your self-esteem, and it's like,
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
For me, it was, what does that even
Exactly.
mean? What
It's
is
like,
this?
yeah, okay, I'll go right ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, like, you know, you think, okay, I guess I have to force myself to
Yeah.
talk to people more, but that's not building a self-esteem.
No. And it's tough because I've always been a very confident person. But that being said, there are times when I would feel anxious. Like, I remember I had two friends in university, and in my undergrad, and we would always go out. But when we were out at the bar, I would feel super anxious and I'd want to go home.
Oh, wow.
I just didn't feel
Yeah.
comfortable in those spaces, but I still longed to do the action to get there. But then once there, I wanted to leave.
That's kind of almost the opposite.
Interesting.
Like the idea of going out is so like, and like there's a few times I remember trying to like get dressed up or whatever and nothing fit right and just decided not to go. Like it was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. The other interesting thing is you said like about you being confident is I had such a strange form of confidence
Interesting.
because I very much believed in myself,
Okay.
but I never believed anyone else would see it.
Interesting.
Like I thought I was the shit, but that no one else would realize it.
I'm the shit. I can just imagine baby me. I'm the shit.
I remember like, I don't know, like I did like a lot of things when I was little too that was very like, whenever there was a stage anywhere, I had to like go on it and sing horribly. Like, I don't know, I get very much, like, I'm like,
I actually love that so much.
drama queen, like, I want all the attention on me, and then as soon as the attention's on me, it's like, why are they looking at me, Make them stop, they're looking at me. But it's like, I do everything for that attention first, and then it's like freaking out for getting it. So it's very strange.
That's interesting because my confidence was solely for me. So I've always carried myself, like I've never given I don't care about what others think.
That's great.
So it's always been, I will do what I want in this moment. So is it easier? Was it easier back then? I feel like I was running, like first off, my nervous system was completely activated at all times. I didn't understand.
I think like everyone, like in like those years, like,
yeah.
like everyone, no one.
We didn't talk about any of this. Meditation was all mumbo jumbo. Like, no.
No, there was a few like enlightened people that we called like hippies, and they probably had nice nervous systems, and the rest of us were all a mess.
And that was it. So I think, if anything, it was harder because I labeled it differently, and I was so activated that it was reactive. Like a lot of my quote-unquote self-love was reactive to the moments. Like that self-love I was talking about before the bar or whatever, it was, I wanted to do the pre-drink with my girlfriends because I felt happy, like I felt joy. That's what brought me joy. But in order to do the pre-drink, we'd have to go out to a bar, and I didn't want to go out to a bar. I didn't want to go out dancing because then you'd get those slimy people who are like being gross and touching you, and I'm like, don't look at me, don't touch me, like but it was the pre that I craved, that I desired to have that like connection.
When you find out that you can just have,
I can just do it by myself. Girls' nights, come over.
You don't need to.
My gosh, horrible. Okay, is there a version of yourself you've been neglecting? What does she want?
This is, I guess I'm like,
I'm just gonna keep looking at you.
I've definitely been neglecting my sexual self.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also kind of been forced on you.
It's been forced on me because of the long distance, for sure. I mean, there are ways that you can take care of yourself, which I've not been paying any attention whatsoever to my sexual being. And very awkward to talk about, but I feel like that is definitely like goes on theme and definitely something I've been neglecting.
Part of intimacy and self-love, right? Because
it's understanding that it is part of our nature.
Yes.
And that, you read actually a lot of articles about how physical closeness, sex is one of them, but also just physical closeness is so important to our nervous systems, to help us sleep, to help us.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely neglecting that version of me.
And that's tough because, like, I've known people when I was younger, we've had conversations, and they've told me, it was women, and they've told me, and we were like in our 20s or like late teens or something, and they were sexually active, and they had told me they had never experienced an orgasm. And I'm like, okay, A, horrible partner, right? Beta clearly didn't know.
Well, it's not necessarily horrible partner. It could be, there was not always tons of awareness. Men have not really been taught.
But horrible partner with them. Like, clearly there was not...
There's no communication.
No communication, no recognition. And then two, those women, like... For example, I think about my exploration of my sexuality growing up. Like, you start to, like, think about, oh, what's this? What does this feel like? Or, like, oh, as you reach into your teens, your body starts developing in certain ways. And I would look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, like, that's changing. And you start to appreciate, right? And that's part of the self-love. And along with that comes the touch and what feels good and feels right. And then... it like naturally in my head.
Isn't it funny though how much how taboo it seems? Even like I grew up at a time, I went to Catholic school, but it was like still a modern time for Catholic school where we were taken aside to have like these types of talks in little groups, but we were encouraged to masturbate.
Really?
Because we were told like how it is not evil. We were told the statistics.
In a Catholic school?
Yeah, we were told the statistics about how much it helps with staying...
abstinence.
Abstinence, because you're not,
You don't require... You're not...
Yeah, you
release the...
Yeah, but even growing up that way, even being told that it's totally natural, it's totally normal, that it's even encouraged versus like... It still feels so taboo.
It's interesting that you mention that because I have a memory of being called into the principal's office with like two other friends, 2 or 3 girlfriends. This was elementary school, and we had the conversation about the birds and the bees. And you just kept talking about birds and bees, and I had a question mark. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Which birds? Whose bees? Like, are we getting honey? Like, where are these nests happening? I didn't understand anything. I left that whole conversation knowing nothing.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, that doesn't, these conversations are not helpful. No. If anything, they leave more question marks.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe the way you grew up too, yes, it was like, okay, masturbate, but like,
we were given
there's no,
really not told it really, but it was just like read this part about the pamphlet.
No, that's not how it works. It's desire and intimacy, and it's more than just like a scientific thing. Here, go do that. No, like it's a self-love. It's a growth. It's figuring out what
it's like. It's your own body. Like every part of your body belongs to you. Like why should it be shameful to touch it? Like it's like touching my nose.
No, it's like,
but I mean, it does kind of feel wrong still. Like it still feels like dirty somehow.
Well, and I think maybe that's your preconception, because that's maybe your partner isn't here, right? So for you, it's like, you're going to have to do that behind closed doors all alone, right? It's not...
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Right?
Sure, yeah.
Versus if you're with your partner together in like, there's no limits, there's no barriers, you're literally just loving on each other. Like that's literally all it is. And intimacy could be anything, right?
It's interesting when you think like how more right it feels with a partner than by yourself, when you think that technically exploring yourself, like every part of your body should feel so natural to you, but it doesn't.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, like, for one, when I was young, like teenager, and I did the full exploring. Like, I'm not going to go into detail, but I did, but it was.
Stay tuned for the next version.
You learn and you grow, and I feel like it's easy to neglect because it's like, oh well, I can do it anytime. It's my body, whatever.
I think that's a lot of neglect for sure.
But. And even like thinking about, I'm going to a sex shop, versus like, I'm going to a sex shop, I need like some lube or whatever, like, cool.
I'd probably still be like,
oh my god.
Nobody seems like going in.
Yeah. So I think it's the most important thing I think we should get from this question is knowing which version we're neglecting and being aware of that. Yeah. Because maybe if we keep it in the back of our minds, you can be like, oh, something comes up. Let me you may have to work a little bit harder to not neglect, but that's okay too.
Yeah. Because it's self-love.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next question. What nourishes you emotionally right now? What should or what actually does?
Right now, definitely friendships and my plants.
Yeah.
Actually, like, I feel like there's a lot nourishing me emotionally.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that sounds horrible. I'm not saying that as a criticism or anything. My relationship isn't really. And it's not like, it's
Your
just...
romantic relationship?
Yeah. It's not because, I mean, we're both like kind of taking care of business right now. Yeah. We're both very focused
in preparation for
So there's very little emotional nurturing there, but it's not really an issue because I have so much filling me.
Okay.
It's just an issue if it stays like that. Right?
Yeah, like it's not sustainable long term.
No. But yeah, right now my plants are a big one.
Yeah. Well, and what's nice is summer's coming. Spring is here almost. So soon you'll be able to bring them outside and enjoy
my outside garden.
Yeah.
My little fantasy backyard. Yeah.
So that's nice. I ditto on that on the relationships. I think my friends, my family, my partner, they fill my cup in the right way. Like, I feel like from each of my relationships with other people, even my dog, like, it's like all different kinds of, all my cups are filled. All the types of love that I need are filled. And it makes me feel nourished, 100%. Like, I don't feel like I'm craving or requiring, which is nice because I feel peace. Like, I feel like in my nervous system, well, of course, there are times when I'm super activated.
Of course, I mean, we're human. We have human lives.
Exactly. Yeah. Overall, I would say on a normal day in my life right now, as it feels, I'm feeling pretty at peace because my nervous system and everything, like, I feel emotionally nourished.
That's great. I think I feel mostly nourished. Like, where I lack it again is in my relationship, like my romantic relationship. And the only reason it bothers me is because I get scared that it will become a habit.
And it will stay like this.
Yeah. But other than that, like, I don't really need it right now. I don't know, I've had a relationship before where we were like more friends than partners.
Yeah, I don't want that. No.
And it's just, I get very scared about that happening again. Yeah. So that's where, like,
been there, did that, got the t-shirt. That's not good. Like, you need that. Which I hope it changes for
Yeah.
you. I
No,
hope
it
comes
probably
to- yeah.
will. It's just, it's
Right
just
now.
a bad time to be asking me that question, basically.
Well, I'm sure we'll come back to that maybe in some months. Okay, question number 8. How do you know when you're emotionally depleted versus just tired? Oh, that's a good one.
No, yeah.
And is there a difference in how that feels for you?
Oh, big difference.
Okay.
Again, like when we're talking about like somatic cues,
Yeah.
Emotionally depleted is here.
Okay.
Like, especially like here
Yeah.
and that over here. Like,
Yeah.
I just like feel like this, I don't know, like kind of heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
Tired, the heaviness is kind of like from the head down, like
Okay.
it's a lot more whole body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very, very strong difference. for me.
Somatic use
Yeah.
and physical. I think same for me. Like when I'm drained, emotionally drained, I feel it in here.
Okay. Yeah.
Versus for me, for just tired, I feel it in my legs, my lower body. Like just like getting up and I'm like, I just
Yeah.
feel like laggy a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's an actual physical sensation versus emotionally depleted. It's two different
Yeah,
things.
very, very different.
Yeah.
I mean, on the outside, they're very similar.
Yes, because it's exhaustion. Like,
Yeah,
it's your need.
but the
yeah.
feelings are completely different.
Yeah. What's something you've been giving yourself more lately, or something you want to start?
A lot. I've done a lot of self-work and a lot of paying attention to what I need. I mean, again, the self-love for sure.
Yeah.
Like the real type of self-love, not just the rituals, which I do enjoy.
Yeah.
But also giving myself a lot more patience. I'm giving myself a lot more understanding. I am liking who I am more.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Is there something that you want to do? Something you want to start?
Not start, but I do want to like build on it, right? Like I don't want to just, because sometimes you start things and you just kind of peter out.
It trickles
like,
down. Yeah.
So I do want to like make sure I build on it.
Absolutely. For me, I think I've been giving myself a lot of forgiveness for not being perfect.
What? You're not perfect?
No. And just acceptance, forgiveness to be me, because I go back to that self-love question. Are there versions of you that like you're tough on? And I'm like, a lot. And like a lot of different versions of me have made mistakes, have made decisions that have brought me here. And it's accepting, loving, forgiving, being gentle on every single one of those versions of me. And then with that, like forgiveness, it releases. For me, it releases like a weight. Like I feel lighter. Because it helps me see the glimmers. It helps me feel the joy that I sometimes just, I'm too busy overthinking.
For sure. And like when you're weighed down, you're kind of stuck inside.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't really like focus on life now, on people, on my surroundings, on everything that's happening around me, which I read something today. It said something like, the idea of living your best life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're living our best life right now. You may just not realize it.
Yeah.
And the key is to realize it.
I realize it.
Yeah. And I love that. I was
I
like, yes.
I said that to someone just today because there's someone going through a hard time, and she said she saw like my house, and she said like, oh, that's my dream one day. And I said, she's young, right? She's 23 years old. I said, I'm 46 years old. It took like this
time.
It took time. It took a while to build this life that I love. To me, it's maybe not the dream life. I do want to build more, but I'm freaking happy with my life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was kind of a realization when I was talking to her, like that I built this and I'm happy with what I built.
Like you're here because previous versions of you got you here. Like she did all that shit to get you in this moment, time, place. Like I'm thankful for that version of you because we wouldn't be here right now.
True.
Literally.
Yeah. It's funny when you think about all the little things that lead someone down a certain path.
That it's the little things that make the big things. Yeah. Right? They build and they build and they create, and like it's a path that we take, which I think is really powerful. Mm-hmm. Because it's almost like this was meant to happen, right?
I think so. It feels like the,
Yeah. Which is super cool. Yeah. Okay, so as usual, at the end of our conversation, we always do like a little takeaway. So, today what we're gonna do, I feel like this topic has been really tough, and it's been a lot of like, desire, longing, self-love. Like, it's kind of tough, and like, not everyone may be in tune with this. It's kind of hard.
For sure. Like, we've been kind of, I don't know, like you say, trained or just like to keep that very...
We're practicing this. Mm-hmm. Right? It comes with practice and thinking about it. So what I'd like for us to do today, we're going to do a little practice to figure out what we're longing for right now. Okay, so what we're going to do some deep breaths. We're going to place our hand on our heart, and inside we're going to ask, what am I longing for right now? Like, think about it inside, close your eyes, just feel, breathe deeply, and just don't try to answer, but feel it, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's some feeling in one part of your body, or an image comes to your brain, or a thought, or a sound, anything. Focus on that and pull it out. Okay, so make sure that you're comfortable sitting cross-legged, feet on the ground, whatever. Take some deep breaths and focus. Mine was pretty powerful.
Yeah, it was interesting because I thought I knew what would come up and something different did.
Yeah. I'll share actually. Mine, it was a word that came to me, just acceptance. Mm. And then I felt like my heart felt full.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Me, it was like a deepness of connection. Mm-hmm. And I mean like pillow talk, like that type of like, that intimate conversation. I think that's not what I thought would come up. I thought hugging or something like that.
Physical, no. If you crave that intellectual intimacy almost. Yeah. Yeah. Not at all what we would expect, but yeah, so thank you for joining us on this conversation today. I feel like it's very deep.
Yeah, and it's going to get deeper.
Yeah, so keep joining us for this chapter 4. So next week we're going to go deeper into this topic of desire and longing. Yeah.
I think next week is not, like, if I remember correctly from my, like, what I drafted, I think next week is not going to be too deep. We're going to go in slowly.
Slowly. Slowly but surely.
So we went deeper than I expected today.
I love these types of
No,
topics. Like,
yeah,
I'm
like,
down.
It was good. I'm very awkward, but I'm awkward because these conversations are not regular
Used to
enough.
it. Yes.
So it's like the whole reason I'm awkward is why I need to be doing it.
Yeah. 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 So, join us.
Yeah.
For these awkward, fun conversations.
Yeah, they're a little bit deep, a little bit
Yeah.
funny, and a little bit sexy.
Oh my god, okay. Cool. Bye.